Bobby Dirkens here. Well, this week we're going up to Seattle, Washington. Never been there before, and we're going to pet a reformed wolf. Yes, the Washington Huskies. Now, before I get started, I want to let everybody know I'm now on Instagram. I have been updated. I'm on Instagram at the Bobby Dirkens. Find me on Instagram at the Bobby Dirkens. Follow me, and I talk about a bunch of crap every day. Today I shared share and like if the word poot still makes you smile. Anyway, follow me on there and subscribe. Appreciate it. Tell your mama. Find a soul that's about to jump off a bridge, play some of my stuff to them, put a hop, skip, step, smile on their face. It'll be better than ever. But anyway, Washington Huskies. Now, if we're talking about who is major contenders to get into the college football playoff, we have to talk about Washington. I know we know nothing about them other than they play games at 3 o'clock in the morning. And we've been watching our football teams playing during the Lord's time, during the day. I mean, we're down here where Jesus is Lord and college football is king. And I'm one of the sainted pastors. I know there's Clemson, there's Alabama, there's Georgia. If these two teams get the quarterback situations worked out, Oklahoma and Ohio State, they're in the top, but Washington's definitely there. One of the biggest reasons is they returned 17 starters from last year's team. Last year's team ended up in the Fiesta Bowl, losing 35-28 against James Franklin, his overzealous self, and the Penn State fighting Nittany Lions. I always get that messed up. But anyway, y'all forgive me. 2 years ago, they ended up in the college football playoff. Yes, they lost in the first round, but I'm telling you right now, they've got a lot of talent up there. And Chris Peterson, yes, the same one who went out there and spray painted that field blue just to confuse people and make me think I was having an aneurysm. Same one who turned them around, went to Washington, done great. And I said I thought he would do quite well there because you can maybe recruit a better player to Washington. It just is what it is. But last year, 10-3 season, they did have one head scratcher of a loss to Arizona State. It was at Arizona State. They lost the game 13-7, I think. They sacked Jake Browning. They sacked him 5 times. I mean, it was just one of those nights. And after Clemson lost to Syracuse, I understand those types of losses. It's like getting a fine glass of wine, knocking it back, end up tasting like doo-doo water. You just don't understand it. You just can't focus on it. Just throw that cup away, go cleanse your mouth, and you'll be better. This year they return. They return a bunch of starters. Let me say, they got 8 offensive starters, starting with Jake Browning. Now, if you like me, I feel like he's been around forever. I mean, I think this youngin' has been around forever. I mean, I think I was in high school when he first started, but really, he's got a lot of talent. Coming in. He's kind of a dark horse for the Heisman. There's some bigger names ahead of him. He'd have to do some great things. He did throw for 2,719 yards last year, 19 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, took care of the ball pretty well, and he had 7 rushing touchdowns. I did not say Russian, I said rushing touchdowns. Who does he have in front of him blocking for him? Well, probably the most experienced line, one of the most experienced lines in the country. They return 4 seniors, only 1 sophomore. Let me read this off for you. Sounds like a long name, dorky law firm. Harris, James, McGarry, Adams, and Wattenberg. I trust Wattenberg to represent me. He's a sophomore. And boys, they are definitely going to, I mean, they got some good things going on for them. We all know that you have to balance them with the running game. Well, we all know these other names out here out south. You probably don't know this one as well unless you're really keeping up it. Miles Gaskins. Now, this youngin' rushed for 1,380 yards. He averaged 6.2 per carry, and he had 21 touchdowns last year. And I also heard that he got the mumps, but he's over with them. He's fine. He's okay. And then Lavon Coleman's backing him up. Lavon sounds like a very nice cologne. Lavon Coleman. Couple of side notes. Jacob Eason, former quarterback at Georgia, got hurt, transferred. He's from that area. He has to sit out this year. They did get a 4-star, I didn't say fart star, but he might fart a lot. I don't know. Ask the team. 4-star quarterback, Jacob Sermon. He's backing up. They got a lot of hopes for this youngin'. They're building the future there. They lost Dante Pettis, 761 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's gone. He's doing what he loves to do. Got there wooing the ladies. playing in the NFL, I think. I mean, he's just having a good old time. Having a good old time. But they do bring back Hunter Bryant, Aaron Fuller, and Chico McClatcher. I don't care if he's a water boy. That's the coolest name in the world. Of course, we talked about the law firm. They have nasty experience. Last time I saw something this nasty was my uncle's toes, and he was in the war. And you know how, like, when you get sunburn, your skin starts to flake off? Every time he's wearing thong sandals, you just see him flake off. Toenails flake off. It's disgusting, but it does make for interesting talk at the dinner table. So, nasty talent. I believe that they are the leading offense in the Pac-12. Now, we will talk about their 9 returning defensive starters led by Ben Burr-Kirven. Ben Burr-Kirven. I think I'm saying that right. Even if I'm not, it's fun to say. He's young and he knows how to play linebacker, and he's leading the team. He's strong, he's fast, and I heard that if you beat him in putt-putt, he will punch you in the face. Have a fantastic secondary, maybe the best defensive line in the Pac-12. So, let's just go ahead and let's get to the fun stuff, all right? I'm looking over my notes here. You know, let me pull up their schedule. I had their schedule pulled. Y'all forgive me. I've been having the swimmy head. And the swimmy head got to me. I just absolutely just turned off there. Y'all forgive me. I know their very first game is against Auburn in Atlanta. And all I got to say about that one is good luck. Because none of us knows which Auburn is going to be showing up that night. Auburn Tigers will be playing you. Which Auburn Tigers will be playing you? Is it the Auburn Tigers that beat Georgia? Not only beat them, but throttled them 40-17 last year? Is it the Auburn Tigers who, in their last game of the year, beat who is now the defending national champions, Alabama? They owned them. They took care of them. Yes, Alabama had linebacker issues because of injuries, but Auburn still did what they did. Or is it the other Auburn team? The other Auburn team who everybody's sitting there going, who are they? I don't know, but I will tell you this. That's a huge game for you. Now, if you lose it, I'm not telling you all is lost and that you need to fold up your tent and wait till next year to set it up. What I am telling you is, if it comes down to a one-loss Alabama, a one-loss Clemson, a one-loss Ohio State, a one-loss Georgia, a one-loss Oklahoma, that's hard to say all that. Let me take a breath. Feeling good now. Who do you think they're going to put in there? You or one of them? I know if you're a Washington Husky fan or if you're a big Pac-12 fan and you're sitting there drinking the juice, you're offended. We're supposed to be fair. Throw that out. I mean, throw that out. You can throw that out. Go ask UCF, who was undefeated last year and actually played really good football. What happened to them? They got to a solid bowl. They beat Auburn. At the end of the day, they're having to erect a fake national championship banner over the top of their stadium. You know why? Because they didn't get invited to the playoff. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying that's how these things work. And they were undefeated and looked pretty doggone strong. You have to win that game if you want to be a contender. I think you do, as long as you stay healthy. Now, if the Auburn Tigers shows up and beat all those other teams I named out, that was great, and you play flat, you'll lose. But I think you'll win this game because you have the 17 returning starters. Next week, the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Had to say too much right there, and just for that, they lose. The way you'll beat them. Next week, at Utah Utes. Utes reminds me of Poots, and Poots puts a smile on my face. As long as I'm not smelling them, but you're going to win that game. Salt Lake City, I've heard it's beautiful. And then you get a revenge game. At Husky Stadium, Arizona State comes to your house, and you're ready to pull their bloomers down, rip it over their head, and push them out in front of a bus. And I believe that's exactly what you're going to do. I know Herm Edwards is up there, and I still don't know if he knows the names of half his players or even what the mascot is. But he's going to be there coaching. He's going to be firm. But you have more talent. You're going to beat the piss out of them. The next week, you play BYU. And Lord knows what they believe. I don't know what they believe. But I know that you're going to beat them the very next week. They're going to play at UCLA. Now, Chip Kelly, I can talk about Chip Kelly. If this was Chip Kelly even next year, 3 years from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, yeah, we'd slow us down because Chip Kelly's Chip Kelly. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Don't sleep on this game, but I think you're going to win it. I think you're going to beat UCLA. Then you're at Oregon Ducks. 4 or 5 years ago, we'd be talking about how dangerous this is and all that. You're going to beat them. They have just, I think ever since they opened up that really nice facility up there that all that Nike money bought went to their head. They've lost coach after coach and changed after change. You're going to beat them. Then you play Colorado Buffaloes. And if they're not too baked to come up and play you, you're definitely going to beat them. Even if they show up high or not, you're going to beat them. And then you're at California Golden Bears. And if you're going there to Berkeley, just make sure you're extremely careful what you do, say, look, or even wear that day, because they might get offended that the Husky is actually being abused, or that you are insulting the sacred ancestry of the reformed wolf, and they will protest on you. But if they let you play, you're going to beat them. Next week, the most important game of the year for y'all, conference game. Stanford Cardinal. Now, I did a Stanford Cardinal video. Found out the cardinal is not a bird. It is a color swatch. That whole tree thing going on, I read some stuff about that, wasted some time. But I did not waste time knowing about Bryce Love. He's incredible. David Shaw is a defensive mind. That's a biggie. But it is at your house. I'm going to tell you this. It's a toss-up game either way. But you win this, I think you win your conference. That's a real conference championship. I mean, you're the favorites to win the North. Here's the deal. USC, go look who is in their division. For all of you like me who doesn't keep up with it, go look. It's like the Red Bonnet Ladies. It's like the Little Girls of America. The Little Boys Mass Choir. The Bakers of Northern Idaho. I mean, that's who they're playing. Everybody says, USC, are they bad? No, they're not. They're not. Get those images of Marcus Allen and Reggie Bush and all of them. Get them out of your head. That's not it. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying this is a conference championship game right here. I think you're going to win this. I think you're going to beat Stanford at your place. And then you have the week off. Next game, even though they're not a good football team, just don't get caught looking back. You're playing Oregon State Beavers. I believe you're going to beat them. Last year, you owned Washington State. Washington State is your in-state rival. I know, duh. You beat them pretty strong hand. I think it was like 41-14. I think you're going to do it again. Then you're going to play who I believe will be Southern Cal, and I believe you'll win that conference championship. So, will you listen to me, please, sir? And I'm going to tell all you non-West Coasters, you're sitting there going, what's this redneck saying? First of all, I'm a refined redneck. For all of you, I'm a refined redneck. What that means, here's a great example. I'm married to the love of my life, Bonnie Dirkens. Back when I was a bachelor, I didn't know what to do, so I'd approach a good-looking girl I liked, and I'd go, hey, stick my tongue down your throat. And then I had to learn. They were like, whoa, you can't do that. I refined myself. I showered more, put on deodorant, wore semi-clean shirts. I approached her, hello, fine young lady. Would you like to sit down somewhere cozy and proceed to give me some sugar with tongue? All of a sudden, they were doing that. See, I'm a refined redneck. This refined redneck is telling you right now, no matter what your grapevine is telling you out there on the East Coast or West Coast, I'm here on the East Coast. I'm in God's country. I'm here, as I said, if I hadn't said it already, Jesus is Lord and college football is king, and I am one of the pastors. I'm getting fired up right now just talking about it. You cannot mess around and lose, especially that first game or that Stanford game, or you're done. You have to stay in it. I do think that you stand one of the greatest chances, aside from Clemson and Bama, of getting into college football playoff. I believe that Georgia stands one of the greatest chances. Really, I could see those four being in it. Georgia and Bama again, Clemson again, and then you being there. I really see that possibly happening. So, well, anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'm just going to tell you this. If you do lose one of those games, they're going to treat you like an old pickle they find in the dirt. They're going to throw you away. Go on here. Go ahead and subscribe. Tell people about me. I'm doing good work here. Find me on Instagram, and I'll be putting out another video here in a few days. Well, it's Bobby Dirkens saying, try not to get in trouble. Bobby Dirkens.